We're going to be ranking the franchise. Let's get it. Well, let's go ahead and
Yeah,
start.
man.
I think we have the same last place.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's not even questionable.
No questionable. The Alien, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This movie is...
I'm not going to cap. That's my fourth. I'm not even a cap. I thought it was.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
bro.
Oh, we just screwed that up. Oh, okay. Well, let me go ahead and start talking. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, man. This is actually not a bad movie. People say it's a bad movie. I don't think so. I actually still enjoyed it.
I don't think any of them are.
Yeah,
I feel like Indiana Jones is successful in that sense. Like, none of these movies are bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you. But yeah, I think maybe I should have switched with my fourth.
Hey, man.
And you know exactly which one I'm talking about, too. That's what's bad.
Hey, man. I didn't know. I was like, maybe we're on the same page here.
But But the fourth has a better story, though. A better made story. All right, whatever. I'm just going to stick with this. They're interchangeable, guys. These two movies I just don't really care too much about. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I really enjoyed it. I love the introduction of Mutt Williams, which is, Indiana Jones' kid and Marion's kid. Really enjoyed that. Thought that was really well done. What other pros I have about that movie? I thought it's Steven Spielberg, obviously, really well-directed film. I think it had a really fun opening. I think the whole alien thing was very intriguing, but it was just so out there at the end. It did not feel like an Indiana Jones movie at the end. I didn't know what was happening. It was just so, I felt like I was almost watching Star Trek. I don't know what was going on. So very weird there for sure. But overall, it definitely had some good moments here and there. And having Marion back, I thought was really, really cool. And she did a great job. And I love the dynamic between them. I love the characters in this. I thought there were some really good characters in it. I thought Cate Blanchett did a really good job as the villain. Not one of my favorites, but she still did a really good job with it and was, pretty exciting. I thought the way that the mystery unraveled was really well done in this movie. I wasn't a fan of the alien stuff, but how it kind of unraveled itself and the adventure they went on, I thought was super interesting. But we'll talk about the negatives real quick, and then we'll let Brayden talk about his last place. So cringy. This movie almost feels like kind of like a lot of these nostalgic movies today. And somehow Dial of Destiny did it better than this. But it was, a lot of like the callbacks and the one-liners that were like the nods to the earlier movies were so cringy and felt forced and felt like it was just a bunch of what's what I'm looking for? I don't know, just a bunch of fan service that we just really didn't need, and they just threw it in there to throw it in there. So that was super annoying. Like I said, alien thing was too much. But overall, just those are just my main cons with it. Also so unrealistic. I like the nuclear family thing, I thought that was cool. But when he gets in the freaking refrigerator and gets blasted 500 feet in the air and then lands in our refrigerator, opens the door and gets out at 60 years old, I can't wrap my brain around that. I don't know. It made zero sense to me. But whatever. You know what? Hey, it is what it is. And how this guy's 60 years old, jumping on these little ledges and climbing up stuff and doing jumping jacks and backflips. I don't get it. Don't understand it. But it's a fun Indiana Jones movie, I guess, overall. But that's why it's at number 5 for me. Just so out there, so weird, so unrealistic. And when it comes to these movies, I like at least a little bit, just a little sprinkle of realism. You know what I mean?
So my number 5 is this newest film, The Dial of Destiny. I think this is a good movie. I definitely think it's a good movie. But if, we're going to talk about realistic, you know what I mean? Bro goes back to Roman era. You know what I mean? It is far-fetched. I think something, at least with me, with the aliens, because you just had brought that up, it at least feels still like they were like earthbound almost, even though he never left Earth with this. Like, they traveled to a different time, and it's a cool thing. But it definitely threw me off. Like, it goes to the points of why these two are at the bottom. You know what I mean? Because, it's kind of obvious. We said they're both interchangeable. They both just take the element away of, like, he's an archaeologist. That's all he is. You know what I mean? Like, this is not end of the planet of the Earth. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? the reason I think this one is at the bottom though is not because I think it has the worst story. I actually think this has probably like the third best story in my opinion. But I just think I think the goddaughter ruined a lot of this film for me. I think the second act was just too tough to get through. Like it just like the third act wasn't redeemable enough for the second one. You know what I mean? And I feel at least like in the fourth one they had at least more of a stacked cast. You know, that it made it not redeemable, but these movies are very similar. You know what I mean? And then when you compare it to something like the first movie, you know, like that original seeing Indiana Jones for the first time and just in his first battle and running away from the Indians and like not Indians, but you get my point, like the people in the trees and like running away from boulders or running away in India on like camels and stuff. Like there's just this element that just like you said felt missing. Maybe it wasn't a Steven Spielberg movie, maybe that was why. Um, but not that this film is bad. It just almost felt like it didn't pick up where it left off type thing. You know what I mean? So I just think that, like I said, by no means do I think this movie's bad. I just think that the other ones are better. That's really it. I don't even have like a bad thing to say about the movie.
No, I get it. Yeah, I think yeah, we already dove deep into that literally what 20, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
not really much to say about it, but yeah, no, I totally get it. And that's actually my number 4 is Dial of Destiny. And like you said, these movies are just so
That's
similar.
kind of what I was talking about. Like that, I was like, we
Yeah.
both have them at the
Yeah.
two that are like
Right, the
they
bottom.
can go back and forth.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Top
it's
3 is when
almost
it's
like
gonna get
you
messy.
said. Yeah, I didn't want to like. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Like Logan was telling me earlier, he was like, I almost don't even include these. Like the main three is my three, and I was like, that's valid as fuck. You know what I mean? It's very valid.
Mm.
The fourth one is very much how I feel about this one. You know what I mean? I'll let you finish because I'll go and I'm getting into the fourth one anyways.
Well, no, and I totally understand why they go so crazy with these other 2 movies is because they got to outdo what you did in the past, and I totally get that. And with the Holy Grail in the third one, that's the Holy Grail. How you gonna top that? Aliens, bro. Let's throw some time travel in there too. You know what I mean? It's like I
They
get
did
it,
it.
bro, and they did it. They went for it, and I appreciate the guts to do it. And I like
Yeah.
that a lot. And I like that they didn't just kind of like sprinkle it in and just kind of like sit back and try to be realistic. When they went for it, they went for it. I have a lot of respect for that.
They
I hate
didn't
when movies-
overdo it.
Right, 100%.
Like
Yeah,
they could have, because I was even just sorry, I keep cutting you off.
no, you're good.
I was just thinking about it in my head, like them shooting like 20 different, like they're in Roman, and then they end up seeing pirates below, and then they're like in Greece, but then it's just like, you know, and that is a lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot to do. I was
No,
like,
you're
they
right.
did the good thing.
Yeah, no,
They did the right thing.
They definitely did the right thing. I think they did it in the right way. It just personally, like I said, when it comes to the realism effect there, you lose me. You know what I mean? You totally lose me. I'm just not as engaged with the film, as before. But when it comes to Dial of Destiny, though, we just talked about it. Why it's above Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like I said, it's just a little bit less cringy. That middle part is what was really making me say maybe I should flip them. Just because, like, at least Kingdom of the
sucks
Crystal
that
Skull, like,
That's what really puts our rankings low, I feel
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean? Like that this middle act was just kind of like, ooh.
yeah, because you focus on the girl, man. It's like if it
You
was a
can't
little
do
bit
that in the
more
last
consistent-
movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Like the Halloween thing.
Yeah, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull did it better. That's what I was saying. I was like, man, they did it better. Like they were more consistent throughout the film with what it was, but Dial of Destiny has a better story. So it's like,
I agree with that.
but I think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull might be a better Indiana Jones movie. I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of they're at the bottom. Just throw those 2 movies out. The OG3, the trilogy is what I think is what's really matters here. But that's why it's 4 and 5. They're really interchangeable for me. The reason that Dial of Destiny is above Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, though, it's a little bit less cringy and a better made film overall, I think. So
I agree. I only put 4. I'm paying a lot back to nostalgia on this one, but you know, like I was telling you, like the scenes from 4 are like more nostalgic for me than the third film, which is crazy. But just like seeing them getting eaten alive by the ants, or you know, seeing what happens when they put like the alien skulls on, or seeing like Indiana Jones again for the first time, seeing him and Mutt in the caves together, like there was just something super like really cool about that to me, and And what it was at the time was it almost was like, holy shit, we're gonna get an Indiana Jones reboot. They're finally gonna pass the torch. Oh my god, finally. You know what I mean? But like you never like, not that you didn't want to see Indiana Jones leave or anything, but he's old, you know?
Yeah.
But I think where I do agree with you is the plot of Dial of Destiny is 1,000% better. Like 1,000% better. What's going on? What is happening?
I really want to switch them now. You're like, I don't know, bro. I like you're right. Like I personally enjoyed the Crystal Skull way more than Dial of Destiny. So maybe that's why I should flip them.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say say something to me, and you're gonna be like, "No, you fucking." I was gonna be like, "No, no."
I'm flipping them. I'm flipping them. Dial of Destiny at the bottom, Kingdom Crystal Skull at 4. Yeah, you're right. It's just it's more fun. It's entertaining.
And it's like, and maybe it goes back to the whole. It's a Spielberg movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like even from the moment like we're and maybe it goes back to the whole idea I have that it's in Indiana. It feels Indiana Jones. The moment he gets off the plane, even though Cate Blanchett's a bad guy, like you never feel like she's got the edge over him, even though it's just him. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
I love that sequence. It's so good. And when you see the shadow of him putting the hat on and stuff, it just gets you hyped. There wasn't really a moment like that in this one. Or it might have been. I don't know. But it wasn't as effective, at least.
Yeah, and I give you the benefit. They get super unrealistic because even like he's like, are they aliens, interdimensional time travelers? It's like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you could have done something pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had it been like a secret society or something, you know what I mean, from the past. Or maybe even it's aliens. Maybe they're not there and they just left like their mark or something.
Right. Very weird.
Yeah.
I thought E.T. was going to show up, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, yeah, right?
You know? I don't know. I see like a bicycle fly. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, yeah, I just overall, yeah, they're very, very interchangeable. Maybe I should have stuck with what I had. I don't know.
Dial, I think's got the plot better, but I think like even you pointed it out, like I just think they do the dynamic of the duo so much better in this movie than they do in Dial.
Also,
that's what keeps me higher up. You
and
know
then
what I mean?
The big card, the whole like, it's more like maybe like the pretty much second act, the big climax. That 20-minute car chase sequence through the woods, through the forest that they do.
Yes,
really well done. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's super fun. It might go on for maybe like 5 minutes too long. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally a 20-minute. It goes on and on and on, doesn't end. But maybe take a couple minutes off of it. It does get a little long. But that whole sequence is really well done, and I think I'm happy with putting Dial of Destiny at 5 and then Crystal Skull at 4. I think, and maybe that's nostalgia. But I don't have nostalgia. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm paying fan service. Like that movie, like dude, when I was watching the recaps and stuff, when I was watching the different videos and seeing all like each video would show me a new clip, and I was like, dude, I love that movie, and I was like, damn,
yeah.
I do like that movie a lot.
And maybe my opinion is gonna change, but like I said, I don't have any nostalgia factored in with this. Now that I think about it, I just watched these movies. These past 3 movies I watched for the first time, so there's no nostalgia in here. I feel like it felt more like an Indiana Jones movie, and I think that's Spielberg. I really do. Love James Mangold, but I think it's Spielberg. He has a charm, you know.
You did say there was like an element missing, and that's kind of just what I felt. That was my big point at the end of it. You know what I mean? It's just like there's this overlooming. I don't know. Just didn't feel like totally indie.
Yep.
Totally
I agree,
indie, bro.
All right. So there's our 4 and 5. So same 4 and 5 now after you made me change it. Top 3. Wait. Top 3 is where it's really going to get switched up. We definitely do not have the same top 3 for sure. I'm going to make a lot of people mad.
We have any of the same in top 3?
Yes. I think we have number 3 the same, but I'm just going to wait, do you say 3 first or is it me?
You would say it first.
Okay. And we're going to have same top 3 or we're going to say have same number 3. Raiders of the Lost Ark is number 3 for me. Okay, you definitely don't have that at 3. I'm going to make a lot.
No, dude, I'm not even going to lie. Which one is that?
That's the first movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's not my number.
Okay.
3.
I know. I already know you probably have it 3. I respect it. But this movie, like I said, I grew up watching the first 2. I watched the first 2 like maybe 2 or 3 times when I was young. Not too much. I watched probably this one or twice over Temple of Doom. It is very nostalgic, very iconic. One of the most iconic and nostalgic induced movies of all time. People call it the best action adventure movie of all time. I respect that. I notice it. But these other two movies just feel a lot more fun and a lot more exciting and a lot more darker at some points. And maybe I'm just messed up in the head, but I like that. And I feel like that's kind of what these other two movies did a little bit better than this movie. And don't get me wrong, these three movies, top three, are incredible films. We're getting into amazing territory here. Like, I don't know how about Brayden, but I definitely am. So,
it's amazing territory.
100%. So I absolutely love this film. It's just the other two, like I said, are a little bit more exciting, a little bit more engaging, and just so many good moments in this film. And we'll talk about it when Brayden gets to it too. I believe some for him, but just it's so iconic. The love interest of Marion is so well done. The plot twists are really, really well done. When the truck blows up and you think that she's in it, I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I remember watching it as a kid and being like, oh, dude, she's dead. And then she shows up. I'm like, oh, wow.
I love how the homies just kept the mission going, though. They were like, he mourned for a second, and then he was like, all right, let's keep going.
He had like two drinks. He had 2 drinks with the monkey on his shoulder, and he just kept going. Yeah. So funny. But yeah, no, I thought overall that it's just, there's not anything bad to say about it. It's the other two do it a little bit better. And what's weird is these other two actually have more cons than the Raiders of the Lost Ark, but they have just a little bit more. They're a little more exciting for me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's why I have it at 3. Phenomenal film, great moments. Just these other two are just a little bit better.
I respect that. I think you know my number 3.
I already know your number 3. Yeah.
My number 3 is 3. In fact, it is 3. This movie for me is like so weird because I was texting Logan. It's like, I remember like there's one thing memorable, and that's the chalice at the end. And it just reminds me of Regular Show because they referenced it, in the Excellent Challenge episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm watching it, and what I really remembered is the whole relationship between him and his father. And I think I love that. I think that is this was one of the best ways to incorporate a co-op person and not take away from Indiana Jones. Like, adding his dad almost felt like we gave more life to Indy. You know what I mean? We got more background of him. We got to see who raised him and why he is the way he is today. Yeah, man. It all goes back to like, I like this movie. I think at points it's a little slow. You know what I mean? Not slow, but like when you look at the other two, like I feel like they have that more of the explorer vibe. That sounds stupid, but like, do you get what I'm saying with that? You know what
it's more adventurous
like,
and
indie.
Yeah.
The more adventurous.
Yes.
That's a perfect way to say it.
Yeah.
The other two feel a lot more adventurous in this one. And it almost just finds you like, I think it has the highest stakes so far out of the films for sure. Because I think they even dropped it with 2. Like, with it being a prequel, I think they almost lessened the stakes because this is what's immediately after the first film. You know what I mean? So this is the highest stakes, and I felt like the importance at the end, like, we got to see, like, Indiana almost feed into that greed when, you watch the other two. And I love that. The plot twist with the Nazis, bro, like, being the dude's henchmen, bro. Not henchmen, but, like, side pieces.
I love it.
Yeah, bro. You don't even freaking realize it until it's all down. It's all downhill from here, and you're like, oh, my God.
So well done.
So well done. I think what I'll give it... Oh, no, I'm saving this for my number 1. It has... probably the second best third act of the dude. Yeah. I don't know. It's a
very good third act. It's a very good third act. Yes.
It's a solid movie. It's just I have more memorable moments in the other two for me personally.
I get it. Yeah, when a movie, even if you enjoy a movie and it's not memorable, it can't rank it high. Because there's nothing to remember about it.
Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, I really liked the whole plot twist.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like the Nazis, but they kind of bring the Nazis in everyone. This is
the
one
like
that
the Nazis. Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, this is the one where they go on the big balloon that I was telling you about.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Like, dude, one of my favorite Indiana Jones moments. Like that whole sequence. Because, dude, I'm not gonna cap with you. I sat there the whole time like, bro, if anyone pulls out a gun, like, how? Where's the plane? This thing is exploding. Someone The
Yeah.
whole thing. Everyone is imploding. Like, I won't say it, but everyone's imploding.
Bro, when
Everyone
when
is
I
imploding.
yeah when I watched I watched this one for the first time, this week, and when I watched that one, that's that same one that blew up in real life. Remember?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, is this we're about to go down, baby? What's about to happen? And it didn't happen. I don't know if it was the same year or not. I don't know when it actually went down, but I'm assuming it was around that same
I
time.
think that they were trying to like make it seem like Indiana Jones was the one who did it.
Right, I think
Like that's
so.
when it really did go down, and
Right.
like the hidden
I'm
reason
gonna
is
look that
Indiana
up actually.
Jones.
I'm gonna look that up. Continue. I'm gonna see.
Yeah, no, I can only like they do that in movies a lot. You know what I mean? Where they're like, oh, this guy invented this, da da da, but it wasn't actually the guy. Like I think it just imploded from the inside. Like there was a technical issue, but they probably like wanted to make it seem like Indiana Jones was the cause of it for
Right.
the hype of the movie, for the sake of the film.
1937. Oh my God. Oh no, sorry. This movie took place in 1939, didn't it?
Yeah,
Or 19, yeah. So that it wasn't
you're
the
right.
same year. I think yeah. I thought I had a good
Yeah,
connection
cool.
there, and I just didn't have it. Yeah. So did you say everything you want to say about that one?
Yes, I did.
Bet that. Number two for me. I don't know if you're gonna. Do you think you know it?
I don't. I think I might,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Yeah. Number two for me is the Temple of Doom.
Dude, I had a feeling,
Now
dude.
listen, it's so I don't know. I want this movie to be my number one. I think like when it comes to the like grittiness of the movie, and because it involves like child slaves and stuff, and when it comes to the
It's very racist.
oh, it's crazy, dude, and just the story, the setting, the setting in Asia. Like you said, bro, I'm a sucker for that, bro. Like I love
Sucker
the
for it,
Asian.
dude.
I love the. Come on, man. Bro.
Come on, man.
Just like the Asian culture overall, I love. I think it's just such a beautiful culture, and so kind of like being there with that, and then like in India and stuff. It's so cool. But that opening sequence in Asia is just so well done, and then of course you go down to India, for all the stuff going down in that temple. And it's so good. I love this movie, and I have a big
Bro,
con.
I like the flyboy scene at the beginning where Buddy looks tough, dude, in that
Yeah,
white tuxedo,
bro. That's
bro.
like
Tough.
this is now with Dial of Destiny. I don't know, and this is what I was talking about earlier. I this was my favorite opening going into Dial of Destiny, but the Dial of Destiny opening's so good, and it's so long. It's like 25 minutes, 20 minutes of just
It is
young
good,
Harrison Ford going
good
crazy.
opening.
So I don't know, but I do like the Temple of Doom opening, dude. It's so well done. I loved like the whole fighting sequences. His buddy getting shot, everything going down. Just the funny little transaction with the little thing that they put on the thing and spin it around, like just little things like that was super cool. When like that big rolling thing starts rolling and gets behind it for cover to move positions, like it's a really good action sequence. And for the opening, I really enjoyed it. And after watching Raiders of the Lost Ark again and being like, okay, I this movie's not as great as I remember it, because growing up, Raiders of the Lost Ark was my favorite. I was like, all right, man, we'll see how Temple of Doom is, and I just fell in love with it. And short round, dude, amazing. Ki Kwan is so funny in this movie, and it doesn't
like
seem
surprises
forced.
me he didn't have any jump and like in work after that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like you said, just
I get the
Asian
time frame.
actors, yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't really have the best luck back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree though. He's hilarious, man. Which is why you bring him back for Dial of Destiny. Anyway, sorry.
And it sucks because I even liked the girl, but like they screwed it with the whole prequel thing. It just wouldn't have made sense.
You
know what I mean?
okay? Let me talk. No, that's my biggest con. I cannot stand the girl in this movie. I really can't. Her screaming
Really?
every 5 seconds,
Dude!
is
Oh my god!
so annoying.
That was her move in Lego, bro. In Lego Indiana Jones, that was her move. You're so right. She would shatter shit with her voice.
Oh my
bro,
god,
'cause she
yes,
was a
I remember
singer.
playing that, bro.
Oh my god,
dog, it is just like, I understand it, I get it, but every 5 seconds of her going has got to be the most annoying. Dude, this is like top 5 most annoying characters in any movie of all time for me.
Indiana Jones looks like he wants to kill himself
In the entire
Bro,
film.
good.
I can't do it. It's so intolerable, bro. I'm being dead serious. That's what almost put this movie at
She was
3
the
for me.
perfect bro. Okay, You know what's funny? Because I liked her character in the sense of like it made sense that she was the side piece of
Oh,
because like it's of like the prequel. You know what I mean?
100%, hundred
But I
percent.
totally get what you're saying. It's obnoxious.
Brayden,
It is so
go back and
obnoxious.
rewatch that movie fully again.
I'm
Just do
going to
it.
rewatch it,
You
dude.
no,
As soon
you're
as
not
you
gonna get
said the
20 minutes in.
screaming thing, dude. No, as soon as you said the screaming thing, it all hit me, bro. You're total, dude. Like I just got a wave of memories that I didn't even know I had, dude.
And maybe like I remember her doing that when I was younger. I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? You're a kid. I was like 6, 7. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's just funny. You know what I mean? And like you said, the game and stuff. But when you go back and rewatch it when you're older and you want good story and you just hear her, and I might be overhyping it. So when you watch it, you're probably like, oh, it's not bad. But I'm just saying, bro, it is like genuinely every 5 seconds, and I cannot stand her, bro. I'm so glad it was a prequel, and because I didn't know it was a prequel when I was younger. I was like, what happened to Marion? You know what I mean? I was like, what happened here? So, you know, I when I went back and rewatched, I was like, oh, this took place a year before, and I'm so glad because she's just so bad. It's terrible. But another thing that I really enjoyed about it was the whole bridge sequence, which is so iconic. You know what I
Great
mean? The
sequence. I'm
bridge
so
sequence
glad
is
you
so
brought
good,
it
and
up.
like he
I was
tears
going to be
like the one sleeve gets ripped off. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's
Dude,
really
that's it.
iconic.
That's the skin I got in Fortnite, bro. Most
Oh,
iconic skin,
actually,
bro. Yeah,
it's
dude.
dope, dude. It's a really good one, and that was always my favorite scene. When I was a kid, my favorite sequence, and it just to this day is one of my favorites. It's so well done with the gators down below,
Yep.
and that whole thing, um, and yeah, it's just it's really really well done and really really deep. It's a really deep film. Like I said, with the whole child slaves and stuff like that, and there's a lot to it, but it's just it's a beautiful beautiful film, and like I said, I really want it to be number one, and it almost dropped down to number 3 because of that girl, bro. I cannot stand. I really cannot stand her, bro. But anyway, Temple of Doom is my number 2.
Dude, fair choice, fair choice.
Yeah.
My number two is the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I freaking love this movie. It honestly, I was watching the things today and I was like, I think it is my number one. But the depth of my number one is something that has been mentioned obviously so far. We'll get to it. Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. As crazy as this sounds, because I was just thinking about it, like I almost said, like that had the best dude. Like I don't know, like it is a battle between this opening and Dial of Destiny for me. It's just because of how iconic it is, and you know maybe that is the cliche thing to say, but dude, I freaking love it. It's literally what got me into Indiana Jones. Like watching him, like I remember playing Lego, trying to jump over like the things and like not being able to make it. And I
Yeah.
was like, come on, jump, motherfucker.
Dude, and then like, yeah, dude, it's so much fun. Yeah, and I remember
It's just
that. And
like
then
you
the
never
ball.
saw that.
Yeah.
Everybody always wanted to like that. What Indiana Jones introduced is the idea of exploration being possible on the largest scale of magnitude. We all love to explore as kids. We all love to go play outside, go in the forest. Dude, this guy was running from boulders and temples and jumping and swinging, and kids didn't know about that. You know what I mean? Archaeologists only really happen unless it was in your family or you got older. Like he's what put. I feel like that and like Jurassic Park inspired the archaeology wave. You know what I mean?
Bro, when I
The
was
whole
yeah, when I was younger, I would like pretend I had a big ball rolling at me and I'd be going
yeah.
down my
I
yard,
always had my
bro.
Indiana Jones whip.
Yeah.
And like the iconic
Yeah.
scene of him like switching it and it's still the temple, them escaping on like the pontoon plane or
Yeah.
whatever it's called, the boat
Hmm.
plane. Um, and then you know we get the iconics of like you know him thinking they find the golden chest, and then bro gets tossed into the freaking pit with all the snakes, and we find out Indiana Jones, the man scared of nothing, is scared of snakes.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn. And then yo, look who it is. Ah, bitch, I thought you died in a car. I thought
It
you
was wild.
exploded.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from,
Yeah.
dog?
Yeah.
And I almost said this, so it's gonna go as my second. This is what I definitely think is my second. It's probably the second, third best act for me. Because I think my number one has the best third act in my personal I think the depth of
Oh,
it.
really? Okay.
Yeah. I'll explain some things.
Yeah.
But I think this movie had like the second best third act. Like it's so freaking good, dude.
Hmm.
This movie is like a perfect cult classic right there.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's well rounded. It's the best well rounded movie out of them all, I think.
Short rounded.
Short rounded?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a classic, dude. I think, yeah, the impact it had culturally is just crazy.
Crazy.
Um,
The soundtrack.
soundtrack,
I
iconic, bro. And I was gonna say something else too. Oh yeah, and then of course
love the
the
Mac
best
travel.
Lego, huh?
The
Oh yeah,
Mac
oh
travel.
they messed it up in this movie. It
You
was
saw.
consistent the entire time, and they screwed up. I
Mhm.
was pissed. You didn't see, but I was itching a little bit. Well, it got
Oh, it
like
made
really
you mad.
close. It was a different angle, and
Yeah,
it wasn't like
definitely.
the crusty map. It was like a white
The
map.
crusty map with the red. Yo, come on now.
That made me mad, bro.
I know what you're saying. It felt a
Yeah.
little too new for my
I was like,
taste.
don't do that, don't do that.
That is not
Um,
indie.
what's this? Oh yeah, and then the most iconic Lego video game sequence when you have like the little snakes, you gotta get around the snakes with like
Oh
the
yeah,
light. That's iconic,
dude,
bro.
stop
Yes,
playing with
sir.
me,
I'll
bro.
pick up a Wii again. Don't test me
Dude,
again.
I will too. Do not. Do not.
Um, yeah, man. I'm with you on that. And now the first number one, which you guys obviously, if you would have, got rid of all the other ones.
If you're thinking with your brain,
Yeah, third. The best third act out of any Indiana Jones movie, in my opinion, which is The Last Crusade. The third movie in the franchise. I was not
I almost
expecting
said
to
it.
like this movie.
I almost said it, and
Dude.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I was not expecting to like this movie at all. Like I said, I grew up with the first two Indiana Jones movies, so I watched this movie for the first time this week. I've only seen it one time. I don't see this movie getting any worse. I just see it getting better and better. I love this film and what it did. I think it took the first two movies and just built on it, which was so cool. I think, oh God, where to even start? Sean Connery, bro, is incredible. That
Sean
father
Connery.
son, Sean Connery, babe. Having that father son dynamic was really well done in this, and he was hilarious. Like he had the same humor as Indiana Jones, and I love that so much. He was amazing. I think Indiana's friend in this movie, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was really good in this one. He was also mentioned in the fourth movie as well. He's the one that dies and he has the statue up. I can't remember his name, dude, but he was really funny in this one. We get the one guy from the first movie coming back, his best friend. And yeah, just overall, bro, I love it, dude. And I think this has the best female protagonist, or I guess you can call her antagonist. I think Elsa, number one, she's just so pretty, dude. I mean, she is so hot.
Do they ever mention what even happens with her?
She dies, remember? She's the one that
Oh,
falls.
really? Oh, you're talking about her. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
What do you think I was talking about?
Dude, I'm not gonna cap. I thought there was like another fee. I'm like, I'm
I
trying
don't
to
think
pick it
so.
up.
No, because remember,
Oh.
because that was the female protagonist for him, and then
We
they
find
got
out she's a
screwed,
Nazi.
and then she was a Nazi and was screwing his dad, bro. That was so weird. Remember?
Yeah, and can we
That was
talk
so
about because I know what did you feel about Max?
What?
Or is that the fourth? That's the fourth
That's the
one,
fourth
dude. I'm
one.
getting them all. I'm getting them all mixed up right now,
Yeah,
dude.
you're good. You're good.
Dude, going back to that, what a cheese ball. That guy's a fucking dickhead.
Who?
The Max dude. I totally forgot about him. I'm sorry we're
Oh
bringing
yeah,
this
from
up
the
now.
fourth movie. Yeah, the one.
Bro's
The
a
plot
double
twist.
agent.
Yeah.
Turns out not to be a double agent. He's just a cheesy liar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, like two plot twists with this character. It was like it was kind of annoying, dude. I didn't know what was going on. But he was with Indiana, and then he was part of the Nazis or whatever, and then it was like there was so many things with this character. It was so annoying. Anyway, but yeah, with Elsa, dude, like I said, I don't know if it was just because she was the hottest out of all of them. I don't know, but I think she had a lot of charm to her character too. You know what I mean? She had that little accent too, bro. Stop playing.
It goes back to the thing. Indy's always trying to save. Like somebody can always fuck him over, and he's always trying to save him for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
No, I 100%. Yeah, but also though she had feelings for him though. Like she was the Nazi or whatever and was helping him out, but then at the end she finally started to kind of come around to Indy and she actually did care for him. And that's the Max thing I never understood. I guess because he worked with him for 4 years, but he still screwed him over like 2 times in that movie. I don't get it. Why you try to help him there at the end with the whip. But when it comes to Elsa though, she was, she started to develop feelings for him, and that's still weird because she was with his dad. I don't know, but overall though, like still, I really like that character, and it sucked to see her die. I would rather see her with him than Marion. I never really liked Marion too much.
Really?
I like Marion. It's cool because obviously Indy likes Marion, and that's like it's like the it's like soulmates or whatever.
She's
Elsa was
like,
my favorite.
she's like the Peggy Carter type thing. Right?
Yeah, it's like it is what it is.
She's just the love interest that was You have the one that like they always have the girl that like he should have gotten with that's kind of like more just like him, and then you have like the person that was always the love interest that was kind of like
Yeah.
the balance. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Marriage is balance.
Yeah. She also was very selfish, and that's why she took one of the thing at the end. Whatever you call it. What is it? Holy Grail. Sorry. She wanted the Holy Grail at the end. Yeah, she wanted the Holy Grail at the end, and
I thought you were talking about Marion, so I was like,
no, and she wanted that, so she reached down, obviously, because she was selfish and she wanted it, and you could just tell as a person, her morals weren't exactly the best. But I think they had the best chemistry and the best dynamic out of any of the Indiana Jones.
Maybe that's who I was thinking of when I was saying
she's a blonde hair girl.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Is she not blonde in Temple?
She's not. That's the other girl.
That's the very beginning.
She's American. The girl in this one is like
is German.
Yeah, dude. She was, like I said, it might just be because she's hot. I don't know, but I really like the chemistry between her and Indy.
That's who I was talking about not the screaming lady. That's who I was talking about. They have good chemistry.
Great.
When I was talking about the girl, yeah, and you were like, "Yo, this movie." I think that's who I was talking about.
Yeah. No, they had really good chemistry, and I think it was really well done. I wish he wouldn't have died. I think that it was just a what if, you know what I mean? Of what if she would have just stopped and then would have got with Indy. It would have been great. I think they had the best chemistry out of all of it. I think the adventures in this movie are awesome. Just so cool, dude. With them trying to figure out what was under the library, and once again, it felt like this was the most engaging female protagonist with Indiana Jones. She was trying to solve this mystery as well alongside him. Marion really never did that. She did a little bit, but she was just whatever. The girl from the second movie, I just wanted to get jump out a window every time I heard her scream. So, you know what I mean? So that was annoying. With her, I felt like she was just so engaging and actually had the same passion for it as Indiana had. I think that's what it is, and that's why I liked her so much. And like I said, his buddy, she wasn't annoying. And his buddy, once again, can't remember the guy's name. It's really making me mad because it's on the tip of my tongue. But he was funny. He was hilarious, and I, and like seeing him go on, like he gives the book to him, and he gives the book to the guy or whatever, and then he sends him off, and there's just a lot of really. Or wait, what am I thinking? Was that the first? That's the third movie, I think. I think so. Yeah, there's a lot of good moments with that, and just overall, I think some of and then like the whole rat scene, and they go under, they lit the thing on fire because they're in like gasoline in the sewers, and they get an air bubble and stuff, and there's a lot of really
shit.
There's a lot of really good moments.
That's one of those memorable scenes I didn't even remember. Holy crap.
And then we're not even talking about the third act. I mean, or the first act. The opening with River Phoenix, I think, is one of the coolest first acts, bro. I think it's so cool. I think it's very Western style, and that's what I'm talking about. I like if you look at these movies,
me young Nathan Drake like vibes.
Yes. If you look at like my ranking, they almost get less Western as you go down. And I guess Temple of Doom and Raiders of the Lost Ark would then be flipped, but like that's kind of how it is. And that's literally what it is. The more Western, the more I like it, because that's what I think of when I think of Indiana Jones. I think of like that hat. I think of the whip. You know what I mean? I think of the revolver. Like I think of that kind of stuff, and I feel like that's what Indiana Jones is. So when you don't have that, it sucks. And when you have a lot of that going on in this film, that's what makes it good. I love the opening sequence in this film with River Phoenix. And then you get into the final act, which I love as well. I think that that big kind of building down there in the little crevice is just so iconic and so well done. And the whole thing takes place in there. I think
the stakes were highest in this film for sure.
Super high. And then when the dad gets shot or whatever, and he's sitting down, and then he like Indiana Jones is trying to figure out how to get through the 3 different traps to get to the night, and like just a story. I think this is probably the best story for me. Personally, I think the story was just really, really well done. You said he got a little slow sometimes. I see what you're saying, maybe in the middle a little bit.
But that's maybe, that's in the sense of like it was very story driven rather than very story driven. People get chased by boulders.
Right. Which is what I liked,
Caging up little children.
Yeah, right. Making them slaves is terrible. This was definitely just, and this movie's not as dark as some of the others. And I love dark movies. But just this story in this film is just so good. And like I said, the best female protagonist. And after listening to that, that's probably what it is. After listening to that lady scream for like, 2 hours, before, because I watched these all this week, by the way, getting ready for this movie and binged them all. I was excited to see a female protagonist that was actually tolerable. It was actually a really, really fun. She was one of my favorite characters in this movie. So yeah, I'll stop talking. I've been ranting about this for like 20 minutes, but I love this film so much, dude. It's actually probably maybe top 20 movies for me of all time just for watching it once. Like I really, really enjoyed this film. It's incredible. I really enjoyed it. Wow.
Damn. Wow.
Let's see number one, baby.
The number one, as you already know, if you didn't know already, is Temple of Doom. I wasn't sure when I was doing, like, that was my initial pick, and then I went back and I was like, damn, maybe Raiders. Nah, Temple of Doom is it, bro. Logan said it first. Great opening. Great opening. You get to see the stud Harrison in that stud-ass outfit, bro. That was like one of the most iconic openings for me, bro. And then they get into the warehouse and stuff, with short rounder stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. This movie builds off the first in such a good way because it is a prequel, and it's almost like it's a George Lucas homage. Like, of course, he would do the fucking prequel next, like, to be weird like that. That's just George Lucas. But, oh my God, it almost made you seem, you were almost like, damn, why weren't you that badass in Raiders, Indy? What's going on?
It
you know
works.
What I mean? Like,
I love it.
Low key. He just was super cool. You know what I mean? We knew he was afraid of snakes, but they really didn't play too much on it in this film.
They didn't overdo it, yeah.
Yeah, no. I think Short Round was a freaking phenomenal side character.
Bro, here's another sequence, because you're probably not going to mention it. The one, I didn't think of it. The one where, like, they jump out the plane and they go on the boat. Remember?
Oh,
and they go down the river. Such a good scene, bro. Sorry, I let you go. That was awesome. Do you remember that?
Bro, I think so, dude.
Yeah, and they go down the river. Yeah, man. It's like, but it's super unrealistic. They jump out on the inflatable boat out of the plane, remember?
An inflatable boat! Yeah, yes, dude!
Yeah, that's in that film.
Oh my God!
That's a good one. That's a good sequence.
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't
even think about that. Nah, bro, like...
CGI was a little rough, but...
A lot of... Yeah. A lot of it comes, like, from the opening where they get there and they find out about the problem, and then they're like, oh, sir, you were called here the whole time. You are going to save us. And he's like, bro, what the fuck are these people on, man? So I just kind of want the rock. Yeah. Bro, as he goes on the journey, like, they unveil the whole slave children stuff. And then, you realize there's a much deeper problem to this. But, like, I love the stealth around the entire city. I love being on, like, elephant's back and getting thrown into murky water. When they did play on the snakes, like, it wasn't, like, crazy. They had, like, that one part. They had, like, a pit at one part, I think. But that was, like, really it. It wasn't anything crazy. And for me, bro, it's the second half of this film. I'll go second act and third act. I was saying the third act's my favorite, but I think it's really just a transition of how this movie builds. Like, I just love once we get underground and, like, Indiana's trying to get all this stuff and set everybody free, and he gets, like, fucking, like, converted, you know what I mean? And now Indiana Jones is a bad guy, and it's like you just saw, like, the most badass character flip sides. You're like, it's over, dude. And then you tell him a Short Round comes out of nowhere with a torch, and it's like... But, bro, Indy comes back. I think it's one of the most just coolest endings. I think he's my favorite villain, the guy from that. Personally, there's something about the foreign aspect of it, and having him with his face paint and stuff, and just, like, I'm going to be honest. When you have, like, Western countries like America, those people, we have a certain way that we live. You know what I mean? So it's like, if someone's fucked up, they're just screwed up in the head. Over here, they might eat you alive and not think that's bad. You know what I mean? Like, there's almost something menacing. He's capturing children. He doesn't give a shit.
It's a different culture, right?
Different culture. And then, like you said, bro, the bridge scene, bro, one of the most iconic. You're kind of like, thank God it's over. And then it's really only the shit just hit the fan. You're like, dude, no way. And the alligators below, you're just so much fear. And then dude, the CGI for this film, I feel like, to watch him fall at the end was not bad. It was not bad CGI watching him fall off the cliff at the end.
Speaking of that, there's a specific part when he falls. He hits his head, and then when it flips back and when he flips again, you see red on his head.
Yeah.
They put blood on his head at that. I was like, what? Bro, that's That's a lot of attention to detail from a movie from the 80s.
It is, dude. And
84.
because I was watching, dude, that's why I ended up going with this one because there's so many like awesome scenes from this movie that I just remember. And like when I played Lego Indiana Jones, bro, this is the maps that I was always on. I was always running through the sand homes, not the sand. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what they're actually made out of, but you know the like are they Pakistan? Is it Pakistan?
No, it's is it Palestinian?
Palestinian?
Might be Palestinian.
You get my point. Wherever they are, whatever they make their homes out of, I just love the vibe of it. It felt adventurous.
No, they're in India, bro. Right?
Is it India?
They're in India. Yeah. Well,
That's
yeah.
What I'm saying, Pakistan.
Pakistan's not in India.
Near India. No, it's near India.
Is it?
Is it not?
No, bro. Pakistan's. Oh, is it? Oh, you're right. I think you're right.
I just need to make sure.
No, I think you're right. See, this is listen, bro. We're Americans, all right. We don't know geography, bro. All right.
You'd actually know, dude.
I don't even know where all the states are.
It's right off Iran. No, yeah, it's right next to India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, we're good. I was like, dude, I felt like I was so confused. So many people.
No, you're good.
I was like, I offended so many people, bro. No, so. It just goes back. My last point. This is the last thing I was going to say was my favorite scene that comes out of it, bro. Like the whole like you bring a gun, a machete to a gunfight. He's like, oh yeah, let's move on. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's so funny you mentioned that. You know, one of my least favorite. This is totally off track. The scene in the fourth one, where he says that line, you brought a knife to a gunfight, and then the two Nazis or whatever with Mutt in that little cafeteria in the fourth one, they take out the guns.
I know what you're saying.
One of the most cringy lines I've ever seen in my life. But sorry, continue. When you just said that line, it brought back PTSD.
No, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Before they trashed it like that. No, I totally get what you're saying. I remember that scene.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off track, but yeah.
No. But like I like at that time, bro, that was so I bet like people were watching their TV and this guy was like, oh, what are you gonna do? He's just like doesn't say anything. He shoots the guy and starts walking away. So iconic, bro. And it's funny because he pretty much does the same thing as Star Wars with like the whole who shot first thing. I don't know if you ever heard of that because you don't really watch it. There's a scene where basically he's a bounty hunter, pretty much. He's not a bounty hunter, but like when you think of what Han Solo really is at the end of the day, he's pretty much like a bounty hunter. He flies around cargo and he freaking ends up killing people on accident. He's not a purposeful bounty hunter, but he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
He sits there and he's talking to an actual bounty hunter and they're just talking about like a job. And he ends up shooting the guy and killing him. But like, there's so many things of like, everyone thinks the other guy shot first because of like how the gun fires in like the thing.
Yeah.
But like, obviously Han didn't get hurt. And you know what I mean? Nothing happened.
Probably missed.
So people don't know. But no, yeah, if you look it up, like there's a whole thing behind it. There's a whole fan thing.
That's Star Wars.
I swear, if you look up who shot first, I bet you it'll just pop up.
And that's Star Wars. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, man, Temple of Doom, dude, super iconic for me. And it's crazy that it really comes first in the story because it's almost like his most badass. As weird as it sounds, it was a good idea for a prequel because it just shows why he's so cool in the other ones. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, and when I said bad CGI earlier, I didn't mean bad CGI. I just meant like that whole, especially during the sequence where they jump out of the plane and stuff. It's so totally obviously fake at times, and and I understand it's 80s, but it's so bad. Like it's bad even for the 80s at times, dude. I like old movies, and
I was even gonna say like the fourth one when they have the car on the edge of the cliff, like that CGI is really not bad at all. And it's like I know it is a little after, but for how bad, I know exactly. Like when you told me, dude, I totally had forgotten when they fall out of that goddamn plane in the freaking inflatable thing. It's so unrealistic.
But not just that, like there's points where there's obviously nobody in the float when it hits the ground and stuff, and you're like, what is going on? Like,
hey, who cut this?
Yeah, and then like
who cut this together?
What's going on, man? But like even points where they're going down the river, like there's like one stunt guy in there, and where the other two people go, like stuff like that. It's like I know what we're doing, you know what I mean? But no, yeah, it's once again 1984. I'll let it slide. I still love the film, but that's reasonable, man. Your number one's Temple of Doom. I got you, brother. I got you.
It's my fave.
All right.
But it's my childhood.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I get it. Let's go ahead and let's run through from our least favorite to favorite. I'll go first. Originally was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at the bottom, but now it's Dial of Destiny. I'm going to stick with that even though I don't feel good about it. They're very interchangeable, but Dial of Destiny at 5, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull at 4, Raiders of the Lost Ark at 3, Temple of Doom at 2, and The Last Crusade at 1. One of my favorite movies. Go ahead.
It is going to be Dial of Destiny, Kingdom of Lost Skull. What is the third one's name?
Oh, Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. I'm so sorry. Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then Temple of Doom.
There you go, baby. There's the rating. Everybody watch on YouTube, and even if you're watching the full episode, go ahead and comment down below your ranking of the movies. Let us know, man. This video like as well. Did you not? Did you hate us? Did you unsubscribe now? I don't know.
Why do you hate me?
I don't know, man.
Who do you hate me?
That's what I'm saying. Why is Gamora?
Yes.
You know what though? If you did unsubscribe, though, go ahead and subscribe back. If you're not subscribed already, subscribe.
If you're already subscribed, join the Patreon.
Yes, sir.
And if you're already in the Patreon, you're not. I know you're not. Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon, baby.